chasing rain, but I walk that walk cause it got me swinging. Alright, you know that nothing can kill me. I could be sleeping on there, I say so, stay in the field. You rock with me, the man what I feel. And I'm right there, rock with me. But I got God with me. Now let's be real, you ain't problem with us, you ain't problem.
Setting the floor for the Warriors. We got Gordon and V out there with Black. And it's Puffkin in at the 2. DiVincenzo passes to Vincent. Outside Hardaway. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Just couldn't take the lid off. They had their chances, but came up empty. Back to Alston. Some nice passing by Golden State. To the right side. It's Black in the corner. Back to Alston. Out to the wing. Bounce pass Black. Fires the 3. And another 3 for Golden State.
Hard to believe you can have this kind of a flow. Unbelievable.
Now here's Hardaway. He's guarded closely. Pass to Vincent. There's the 3. And that one is off. And the buzzer set. And the first, and we've got a blowout underway here. The Warriors on top, opening up a huge gap. Welcome back, everyone, to the second quarter of play here on Noche Latina. Vámonos. Let's take a moment here to get your guys' take on scoring so far for the Warriors.
They're controlling the pace of this game.
Dear Lord, please.
And so in the game for the Warriors, they've got Anthony Black. MP is out there with Aaron Gordon. And it's Puffkin in at the 2-guard spot. DiVincenzo can't hit. And here's MP. He'll bring it up for Golden State. And going against Chicago, their first meeting of the year.
And they dominated this team last season. Big difference in talent level.
And let's send it over to Allie LaForce.
Well, MP in the last matchup against Portland was tremendous. He had an unbelievable amount of points, and he registered a triple-double, showing off all of his skills. A game that nobody will soon forget, that's for sure. How is he going to follow that up tonight? We'll see, guys.
Oh, great stuff, Allie. Yeah, he was unstoppable during...
Setting the floor for the Warriors. They've got Anthony Black. MV out there with Aaron Gordon. And it's Puffkin in at the 2. Now here's Mayo. The layup missed.
Oh, nice job protecting the rim. Turning an easy bucket into a miss.
Let's go to the sideline and see what Allie LaForce has dug up for us. Allie, take it away.
Well, MP in the last matchup against the Trailblazers was a man on a mission. He dropped an amazing number of points, and that's not to mention the fact that by the end of the night, he had a triple-double. He just went out there and played his game, absolutely owning the opposition in the process. Back to you guys.
Great stuff.
searching for a way to score.
Yeah, buckets have been very tough to come by.
Dante DiVincenzo out there with Tim Hardaway. Then it's Wendell Carter, and it's Vincent in at the 3, the small forward. So that's the 5 in the game for Chicago. All right, let's get a report from Allie.
Well, MP in the last matchup against the Trailblazers was a man on a mission. He had an unbelievable amount of points, and he really stuffed that stat sheet for them, ending up with a triple-double. And he was huge for them in that one. Talking to his coaches pregame, they hope he can repeat that performance with another one here tonight. Back to you.
Thanks as always, Allie. Great report. It'll be interesting to see if he can heat up once again tonight, Grant.
Yeah, you know he wants to do exactly this, BA. Just needs to continue to play with the same fire and energy.
Well, I expect they'll go to him early here, hoping for a repeat performance.
There are some big-time players in this league, but who do you think the most clutch players have been over the past decade, Legs?
When you look at these resumes, I think you go with the big 3, LeBron James, Steph Curry, and Kevin Durant. But, of course, Giannis dropping 50 in a finals performance wasn't bad either.
And I'll throw in the Joker in there as well.
Love it.
All right, a moment to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from here for the Warriors.
Well, they found a groove, and it's from distance, so knocking them down from the three-point land never hurts.
Well, don't forget about their scoring in the open floor. They've been getting a lot of production on their break.
Now here's Dosunmu. No made baskets yet. Pass to Giddey. Out to DiVincenzo. And again, no good by Chicago.
They are really struggling to stop this run.
They just need a spark. This is when your leaders have to step up.
From deep, MP. That one drops, and it comes off an assist from Porter. Austin's got 33.
The defense is nowhere to be found guarding the three-point shot.
And Richards comes to help. Chicago has gone 0 for 4 from beyond the arc here in the second quarter. Giddey passes to Dosunmu. Here's the Senge. 6 to shoot. To stop the drought. The rebound by MP.
And you see the frustration on his face. He had a great opportunity there, and he blew it.
They're really dictating the tempo on both ends of the court. You love it.
And they just keep building out this lead. With each made basket, their confidence increases.
And they're going to play 94 feet of defense here. They're going to try to make something happen with the full court press.
Nice adjustment there, going to the full court press, trying to ratchet up the pressure here a little bit.
Setting the floor for the Warriors. You got Nick Richards.
I like this move to the full court press, putting some extra pressure on the offense.
They've got Josh Giddey. He's out there with Dante DiVincenzo. Wendell Carter is out there with Dosunmu. And it's a Senge in at the 4. That's the 5 out there for the Bulls. Well, to play great defense, teams have to provide help. But how do you avoid overhelp?
It's a great question, BA, and it's like anything in the game. Basketball is a game of decisions. I think people look at it and they talk about athletic ability and they talk about skills, which are both important. But the best players and the best teams are the best decision makers. And the same thing goes as to when to help and when to stay home on shooters.
And from the sideline, let's catch up with Allie.
Well, MP in the last matchup against the Trailblazers was a man on a mission. He had an unbelievable amount of points, and he did everything else he could have wanted as well, ending with a triple-double. It was a performance that will stick with the fans for a long time. Let's see what he has in store for us in this one.
Great report there, Allie. It was obvious he could do anything he wanted. A fantastic win.
Well, I'll tell you, he was enjoying himself out there, kind of like us here in the broadcast booth. And whoever was matched up against him wasn't enjoying themselves.
Yeah, well, winning is usually fun, especially when you have it going like he did.
Here's Carter. After the Warriors picking up a basket just a moment ago. Out to DiVincenzo. Will it go?
Now here's Giddey. Some stats for him. He averages over 21 points a game. We got Carter. Dash Giddey.
I can't get a block. I'm going to get a block.
He turned my curses to... One, two, one, two, one. Yeah, I cannot go with the flow.
Here's Giddey. 33 points last game. Boy, they need something to go to regain some confidence.
No question. Way too many empty possessions for them.
So on the floor for Golden State, they've got MP, Michael Porter out there with Nick Richards. Then it's Anthony Black, and it's Bofkin in at the two-guard spot. Just two to shoot. For three, DiVincenzo. It's hauled in by Black.
Yeah, they just can't seem to end the drought no matter where they shoot it from.
This is snowballing for them. They've got to get a good look next time down.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Allie LaForce.
Well, MP in the last matchup against the Trailblazers was a man on a mission. He ended up with a jaw-dropping amount of points and put up double digits in 3 categories. His numbers from that game jump off the stat sheet. He was just superb. Guys, let's see if he can do it again.
Nice work, Allie. Thank you. Well, that was an incredible night for him. They rode him to that win.
And he was more than happy to carry them, B.A. He might still be feeding off that performance heading into this one.
And it's very likely that he and his guys can carry that momentum into this one.
Lively, he's checked in for Carter. Dominga, he's checked in for the Warriors. Pajemski comes in for Black. Pajemski, good, and the assist goes to MP. Pajemski's got 10 points.
We've seen that more than once today. An effortless basket inside.
Giddey passes to DiVincenzo. Here's Lively, covered by Richards. Here's DiVincenzo from Pete Giddey. And once again, off the mark by Chicago.
Oh, man, he can't get anything to fall. You can feel his frustration.
Yeah.
Another bucket! Wow!
Once again, he's hit the 40-point mark as he has been nothing short of stellar all season long.
And now he's moved into third all-time for most 40-point games in a single season. Looking to end the run. Porter pulls it in.
You cannot play worse offensively, although he's trying. And he hasn't made one shot yet. I feel for him.
And the shot goes. 14 points for him.
And shooting-wise, he's been fantastic, helping to build this lead.
Porter's gone a perfect 6 for 6 shooting. DiVincenzo on the wing. Back to Tsumu. Pass to Lively. Stolen by MP. To the paint. Here's Kuminga. And they pick up 2. And taking a quick look here at the hustle stats for the Warriors.
From the very start of this game, they have been giving the ball handlers trouble, using good pressure to force turnovers and get steals.
And I've also really liked how aggressive they've been in the open floor. I mean,
Here's Giddey. 33 points last game. we've got Derek Lively, Dante DiVincenzo. He's out there with Josh Giddey. Then it's Dosunmu, and it's Asenge in a power forward. That's the 5 out there for the Bulls.
And they just can't find a way to end this thing. Nothing falling right now.
Well, this is a spot where you have to be able to go to your leaders. They need to step up and make a play to turn things around.
Let's check in now with our Allie LaForce, who's got a story for us. Allie?
Well, MP in the last matchup against the Trailblazers was tremendous. He had an unbelievable amount of points, and he registered a triple-double, showing off all of his skills. Such an impressive effort. The team relied on him, and he delivered.
Thanks, as always, Allie, for that great report. It'll be interesting to see, Greg, how much of that performance carries over to tonight.
And, Kevin, different scenarios call for different measures. I'm sure he'll just try to provide whatever they need for the win.
Well, I'm sure he's coming in with a lot of confidence after last game. He wants to have a repeat performance here tonight.
Here's Dosunmu, following the basket by MP. Headshot off. To the middle. In the corner, Moody with it. Traps in the tray.
Well, now that they've settled into this game, you can see the offense is firing on all cylinders.
Yeah, and that is key for them. Continuing to build out this lead.
Now here's Giddey. Some stats for him. He averages over 21 points a game. No good there.
Well, he certainly had trouble finding the mark this game.
Kuminga throws it down.
It's impressive, the level of domination at both ends, and you're seeing the results.
Yeah, and to do it on the road, it shows how well prepared this is.
Here's Dosunmu. Yet to see a basket. Tim, so many different offensive systems in the NBA. You have a personal favorite to watch?
Yeah, I think I've got a soft spot in my heart for those systems that involve player movement and ball movement, particularly trying to get shooters looks off the screen.
I love the .5 offenses, in and out of the hands, moving the ball fast.
No doubt about it, very difficult to defend.
Giddey is the 1, with White by his side at the 2. Then there's Derek Lively. Then there's Dosunmu. And it's Asenge in at the power forward position. So that's the 5 in the game for Chicago. A chance here to catch up with Allie from the sideline.
Well, MP in the last matchup against the Trailblazers was tremendous. He had an unbelievable amount of points, and he did everything else he could have wanted as well, ending with a triple-double. He was a force of nature in that game. He made the opposition look utterly helpless.
Thanks, Allie. It really was some night for him. He couldn't have been much better, Grant.
Yeah, B.A., there was nothing they could do to contain him. Once he got rolling, it was game on.
Well, he did whatever he wanted. I love the fact that he was under control, yet very aggressive.
White for 3, and he hits it. That makes him 1 for 6 for the game.
Yeah, nice shot by White. So confident from range.
Back to MP. Out to Kuminga. Moody on the wing. Back to MP. There's the 3.
50 seconds left to play here in the half. At the guards, it's Giddey at the 1 with White at the 2. Then it's Derek Lively. Then there's Dosunmu. And it's Asenge in at the power forward position. So that's the 5 in the game for Chicago. Drills it from outside. MP's got 49 points in the game.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Now here's White. Last time out he had 13 points.
And how
sweet a play was that?
As sweet as it gets, an exquisite pass to set up the powerful alley-oop dunk.
Oh, man, MP to be young again.
And stolen by NP. Goes up. And NP throws it down hard.
And I think that play sort of sums up what we've seen tonight. Just simply being outplayed both sides of the ball. Smart basketball defensively, turning into easy points.
NP getting it done for the Warriors. His stat line has been terrific as the quarter ends. He's already got a double-double. We'll get right back to the action when we return.
Thanks for being with us, and let's get straight into it with the Players of the Week. And this is totally off topic, but how did you guys feel about games on back-to-back nights?
I didn't mind back-to-back games, but what I really like was back-to-back titles.
Yeah, I know a little something about that too, Shaq. I know it.
Well, it sure is nice to see you guys agreeing about something. And looking now at that first half where everything was going wrong for the Chicago Bulls.
They don't want it enough. They're getting bodied up on the boards, doing nothing about it.
Yeah, they get bodied up on the scoreboard as well, Shaq. It may not be their only issue. It's a big problem.
What you say, there's a new world order and we are the slaves. Planning our future, yeah, everything stays. They rigging the game. They know.
And that's a halftime wrap. Let's get back to the second half with the call by Kevin Harlan and the crew.
We all in the system, but don't be a victim. All in plain sight, but most of it's hidden. We got more people like 1 to 1 million, and we got the numbers. I'm no statistician. This is a conspiracy that's monolithic. Everything they do is ritualistic. That's why the children are all going missing.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next two quarters are any different from the first two. So far, it has been a runaway. When you look at the recent big threes in the NBA, RJ, it seems like they failed more than they've succeeded.
That's because some teams just acquire stars without considering how their games will complement each other, often forcing guys into a role that they're not suited for.
Now, let's go courtside for a report on MP's history-making season.
Recently, he became just the third.
Yeah, you're not supposed to like me on this one. That's okay. I'm okay. Yeah, yeah.
Kicking off the second half, here's Steve Kerr's 5. We got Michael Porter. Jonathan Kuminga's out there with Nick Richards. And it's MP, and it's Pajemski in at the 3. Time now to hear from our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Well, MP in the last matchup against the Trailblazers was a man on a mission. He had an unbelievable amount of points, and that's not to mention the fact that by the end of the night, he had a triple-double. A reminder of the amazing things that he's capable of on any given night. It'll be hard to match that tonight, but he'll try. Guys.
Okay, good stuff there, Allie. It was obvious he could do anything he wanted. A fantastic win.
Ready for action, ready for these reaction when they all get punked like their name was action. I'm the fastest, clearly I'm not holding back. Y'all ain't seen a change like this since Michael Jackson, yeah. Transitioning, but I'm going to win by inches. Get it by inches? Nobody could stop me. All these women mad, they knock me. Got my showtime.
White with it, and on the floor for Steve Kerr as we get into the second half. Nick Richards out to it, Kuminga. Then it's Michael Porter. Then it's MP. And it's Pajemski in at the 3. So, Tim, you ended your NBA career a little bit early because of knee problems, and at 34, you made the transition to broadcasting and have excelled so much. What has that journey been like?
Well, certainly, Kevin, I wish I could have played another handful of years, but you're right. The knee injury forced me into this line of work, and I'm blessed and grateful because I can stay connected to the game. I get to watch it every night with a front row seat, and hopefully I get to make people a little bit smarter about what they're watching.
Oh, you do, believe me. You definitely do. Right now, let's take a second to catch up with Allie LaForce on the sideline.
Well, MP in the last matchup against the Trailblazers was a man on a mission. He ended up with a jaw-dropping amount of points, and he really stuffed that stat sheet for them, ending up with a triple-double. And really, it's a game that will stand out when you look at his career, considering how absurd some of those numbers are, guys.
Nice work there, Allie. Thank you. Greg, how impressive was it watching him completely take over?
Unstoppable. They won that game because of his effort and just his overall relentlessness.
Well, he really lit it up. Maybe we'll see a repeat performance tonight. Well, all systems go here early on. That's 3 in a row since Jump Street.
And here's White. He'll bring it up for the Bulls. Counted good. 6 points here for Josh Giddey.
Well, Giddey loves to finish strong inside, and he knows how to take advantage of his size.
That bucket in no time at all.
He has yet to miss a single shot. What a night he's having.
For Chicago, they've gone 2 of 4 here to start the second half. Giddey, a 3. It's rebounded by Kuminga. Warriors have gone 4 for 4 from the field since the halftime break. Terrific start to the third quarter.
And everything is dropping for them. Terrific second half run.
Well, whatever they talked about at halftime, it's working now.
Chicago has gone 0-2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Giddey the pass to Dosunmu. Now White. The 11-footer, and it's NB with the rebound.
And it just feels like his poor shooting has been contagious to his entire team as they find themselves trailing.
So the D has gotten a little bit lax here defending the triple.
I know y'all coming with me.
Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
On to White. Good ball movement here by the Bulls. Shot clock at 6. The Bulls need to get a shot off here. MP with it. Defended by Giddey. And Kuminga throws it down.
At this point, I don't know what you can do to slow this team down.
Well, they've gotten the matchup they want every time up the floor, and they have taken advantage of it.
2 points, stop and go.
What a pass right there. Coaches love seeing guys making it easy for their teammates.
The 3 connects again from distance.
His shooting has been something that we rarely see.
I think the conclusion is here that we have all been misled. Cancel Disney, yeah. I know y'all coming with me, you coming with me, yeah. They coming for the kids, I'm not kidding. So it's really time to cancel Disney, yeah. Blink and you'll miss it. We thought it was coincidence that illustrators kept drawing up the same images. Women with big titties swinging around for the kiddies. Similar things, but we never thought it came.
On the floor for the Warriors, they've got MP, Nick Richards out there with Jonathan Kuminga. Then it's Michael Porter, and it's Podziemski in at the 3 slot.
Transition basketball, the most reliable way to generate easy looks.
Yeah, when you hustle on the break like he does, good things tend to happen.
And so here is Chicago, following the score by Golden State. And let's swing it over to the sideline and hear from Allie.
Well, MP in the last matchup against the Trailblazers was tremendous. He had an unbelievable amount of points, and he registered.
Mom dead, where's the they all dead, Snow White, mom dead, Lilo, mom dead, Pocahontas too, now her daddy is John Smith, Bambi, mom dead, Hunchback, mom dead, Beauty and the Beast, but is raised by her papa, Jasmine, mom dead, Ariel, mom dead, I'ma stop watching, it's time to cancel Disney, yeah, I know y'all coming with me, you coming with me.
At the guards, it's Giddey at the 1 with White at the 2. Then there's Dosunmu. Then it's Derek Lively. And it's Asenge in at the power forward position. That's the group on the floor for Chicago. We're now joined by our sideline reporter, Allie LaForce. Allie, it's all yours.
Thanks, guys. Well, MP in their last time out against Portland was tremendous. He had an unbelievable amount of points, and he did everything else he could have wanted as well, ending with a triple-double. And with the flashy numbers he put up in that one, it's worth the price of admission just to see how he follows it up. Guys?
Great stuff, Allie. It'll be interesting to see, Greg, how much of that performance carries over to tonight.
And Kevin, different scenarios call for different measures. I'm sure he'll just try to provide whatever they need for the win.
Well, I'm sure he's coming in with a lot of confidence after last game. He wants to have a repeat performance here tonight.
Now that bucket, MP's got 10 points in just the second half.
Yeah, it's so rewarding as a coach to see a young guy like MP succeeding like this on the offensive end.
Now here's White, and he can certainly fill it up when they need him to. He's averaging almost 21 points a game. Giddy, no good.
And another miss. Oof. He's having a really ugly game.
Yeah, about as ugly as you can have, you're right. And here's MP.
Sometimes I just really feel.
Another from three.
His shooting has been something that we rarely see, and he's sustained it all year long.
Well, it's been an incredible journey for him as he moves closer and closer to second on the all-time three-point leaderboard. Pass to Azenge. Back to White. 6 to shoot. Chicago needs to get off a shot here. And the rejection by MP. You gotta love strong defense, especially when it comes in the form of harsh rejections. Wow.
And big defensive plays like that will help them stay in control of this one.
Dante DiVincenzo, he's checked in for the Bulls. And so here is Chicago. Count that one.
Late in that shot clock, DiVincenzo converts. Those feel like bonus.
And here's MP for three. And another three for Golden State.
Yeah, the with very little pressure on their perimeter shooters. 3 of the last 5 baskets they've allowed have been from beyond.
Here's Lively. And finished off Lively.
Yeah, this is when they need to lean on it more. Get him the ball and let it build some momentum.
Kicks it out to MP. Porter outside. And another assist for him. Dishing it all over the place in this one.
He's tallying them up in bunches.
And so White will bring it up for the Bulls. And Michael Porter Jr. is a crucial piece to this offense.
Oh, he absolutely is, Kevin. First of all, we know that shooting provides space for other people to operate, and he certainly does that. But Michael Porter Jr. is also a very timely cutter and gets his share of easy buckets.
Now here's White, and here's DiVincenzo from the arc.
Doesn't register as a block, but he did everything you want.
Oh, wow, that was a dunk contest level jam right there.
The Bulls shooting a troubling 38% of the field. Not the finest work of this offense. It's White on the wing. But Trey. And the rebound goes to the Warriors.
And they had some boxed coverage that turned into no coverage.
Here's Black. The shot's good often making the play. Black's got 8 points.
And they have been relentless from deep. And you see the defense trying to react, but to no avail.
Look, when the three is falling like this, there's not a whole lot you can do defensively.
Kept alive. Pass to Dosunmu.
I got dreams and ambitions, y'all done gave me vision. Head up in the clouds, thinking about the heaven mission. All the world suck you dry like a leech. Getting pain and get rid of still remains. Long division.
Offensively, it's been a struggle for them.
Yeah, they need to string together some shots to have any kind of chance.
So on the floor for Golden State, they've got MP, Anthony Black out there with Michael Porter. Then there's Nick Richards, and it's Buffkin in at the shooting guard position. Let's check in with our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Well, MP in the last matchup against the Trailblazers was tremendous. He ended up with a jaw-dropping amount of points.
Good don't get to heaven only if you die with him.
head is in the clouds, but that's not high enough. How do I get there? How do I get to heaven? Do I have to be good? Good. Do I have to be good? Do I have to be good? Do I have to be good?
Good. Doesn't get to heaven.
And that's not to mention the fact that by the end of the night, he had a triple-double. And the entire NBA talking about his performance. It was that special. Can he do it again? We'll see, guys.
Allie, we appreciate the update. It'll be interesting to see if he can heat up once again tonight, Grant.
Yeah, you know he wants to do exactly this, PA. Just needs to continue to play with the same fire and energy.
Well, I expect they'll go to him early here, hoping for a repeat performance.
All right, Tim, back in 1996, you led the league in three-point percentage. You shot 52% on 3 attempts per game. Talk about the hot hand.
Well, BA, it shows you how much the game has changed. I had a green light, but it was a different shade of green. I still only took 3 per game. Now, you have multiple guys every night that will take 3 in the first quarter.
That green light's now neon green for many.
No doubt.
Now here's DiVincenzo. Right now he's contributing about 15.5 points a game.
The other team just looks more in sync and is riding the momentum.
Yeah, it's just time to settle everything down. Get high percentage looks and then D up.
Balanced play has given them the lead and also quieted this crowd.
I think everybody in here is in shock. In many ways, their team just hasn't shown up.
And once again, off the mark by Chicago.
Yeah, this quarter has just been a struggle for him offensively.
They're getting torched on the perimeter. 4 of the last 5 buckets have been threes.
So much, ain't never been scared of nobody. Just like Andre, fear no man, don't fear no man, it's up God who got me. And I've been struggling, learning this lesson. I'm scared of depression, I'm holding a bubble. I gotta get in the God as I am in the word, and I let him just heal my body. I'm going crazy, I meditate scripture, I know that it helped me, but I cannot feel you. I gotta show me this way above me. I don't have moments to pray it up me. I know it's been long since I went into worship and fell on the floor, and I cried it out to you. I can't breathe, I don't feel peace, I'm too stressed out, getting on my knees. Take the time to cry to God and let it out, I want your peace. Feel like Sean C. Johnson, it's too much to bear, so come save me. I know all things work together for my good, my mom told me. He undefeated, I got a chopper, I aim and I squeeze it. Ain't for the heart, let the pledge of allegiance. They want me to quit, but I ain't gon' do it. Eating no word way better than roof Chris. Ain't for the head drop top, no roofing. I want God on top like roofing. Pray to God, I'll be his soldier. He say go, I'll go exposure. On my soul and no amen, I'll fix my mind, I'll do it again. But God don't leave me in the wind, just let me feel you and I'm gon' win. I need your presence and your favor. Be with me, do not forsake me. I'll go hard for you on daily. I just need this thing, I'm praying. Yeah. Can't go back, yeah. Can't go back, yeah. Ain't going back, yeah. Ain't going back, yeah. God on top, yeah. God on top, yeah. God on top, yeah. God on top, yeah.
I can go back on my skateboard. I've been patient trying to wait for it. We've been ready since you paid for it.
Chicago with the ball. To the inside, and it's slammed in by Carter.
You love the show of force from Carter Jr. He's not messing around when he gets the ball down there.
And Gordon with the big finish.
Whoa, Aaron Gordon, looking like he's in a slam dunk contest right there.
A terrific view of that move captured on the connected cam, thanks to AT&T. Here's DiVincenzo. Gordon with a steal. MP outside for the finish. Oh, and the dunk by MP.
They're really in control on both ends of the floor right now, forcing turnovers and finding easy points, while the other guys struggle to keep up.
Now here's DiVincenzo. Williams with the screen. White for 3. The rebound by Alston. MP's got his 18th rebound here tonight, all over the place.
Man, miss after miss for him. When you're having a quarter like this, the only beneficiary is the defense.
And the Bulls shooting around 32% in the third quarter. DiVincenzo. Boy, it's been a while, but he finally gets one to go. DiVincenzo's got his second basket of the night. Good. He hits again.
Incredible. 81 on the night. Channeling his inner Mamba right now.
There's no slowing this guy down. He's on fire. Outside Carter. Hey, from beyond the arc. And the rebound goes to the Warriors. MP's got rebound number 19 now. Incredible board work.
Yeah, hard work pays off for Gordon. Running the floor and putting a strong finish on the fast break.
There's a screen. Here's DiVincenzo. Misses the jumper from the wing.
The defense really didn't do enough to alter that shot. It's simply a miss.
MP getting it done for Golden State. Dominating on the glass. What a quarter. We'll be right back after this word.
He made outside, so we outside. It ain't too late. If you want to be safe, you can always join us.
Well, there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened.
Take no prisoners, ain't no mercy. We just kill them all. Demons, angels falling.
Skyrocket. It's pretty amazing to see, isn't it, Legs?
It really is. And even if you're LeBron James, who has said he may want to own a team in the future, he may even need some help footing that bill. It is pricey.
Adding zeros by the decades. Pajemski's checked in for the Warriors. MP comes in for McBride. Giddey is the one, with White by his side at the 2. Then there's Ayo Dosunmu. Then there's Derek Lively. And it's a Singate in at the 4-man position. So that's the 5 in the game for Chicago.
Got the ball right inside. Such a well-timed.
Connects again from distance.
Up the ladder he goes as the threes continue to fall for him, as they have all season long.
And with his performance, he is now tied for second for the most threes in a season. Giddey scanning the floor. There's a double team with Pajemski. Pass to Asenge from Pete Giddey. Here's Lively. And a slam dunk by Lively.
And this is something he does all too well. Great position.
And again for 3.
A little history tonight. He's now reset the bar for the second most triples in a season.
Bettering his own mark, in fact. I don't think there's any question. He's one of the best marksmen this league has ever seen. He's that good. All right, Tim, you've covered the NBA for a long time now. What's one thing you wish you could change about how we cover the game?
Well, I think there's a temptation to boil it down to hot takes, and I'd much rather see us cover the appreciation that we all have for the nuances of the actual basketball.
The game has never been more skilled than it is right now.
Totally agree.
Oh, another one falls!
90 points, a legendary performance.
We will be talking about this one for a long, long time. Pass to Asenge. Here's White. 3-pointer. The rebound by MP.
It's clear he's totally out of sync. The team needs to rethink its strategy around what to do with him.
He drops it from range.
With the way he can fill it up at this age, it's scary to think how good MP might be in a few years.
Gordon with a steal. And again. Oh, he's been absolutely ridiculous in this game.
BA, it feels like he can't miss. Oh, man. MP, that was nasty.
Giddey against MP. Down low. Here's Lively. And a slam dunk by Lively.
Trying to contest size is probably wishful thinking.
Pass to Pajemski. MP outside. Another one goes! Incredible!
And this game has his name written all over it.
He has been phenomenal. An offensive onslaught. Right side White. Back to Giddey. 3-pointer. And a slam dunk by Lively.
And let's face it, this one was never really in question. They came out with purpose and just overwhelmed the opposition. A great win for the Warriors.
And everything seemed to go their way today. They were firing on all cylinders, Grant.
Yeah, B.A., this was the kind of performance you relish as a player. Just a very impressive win.
And this team is something else. 64 wins. These guys have had quite the year.
And they meet just twice, so taking the first meeting means a lot to this team.
And even the opposing fans can't deny this was a sensational game.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for the Warriors.
This was a team performing to its full.
They've done a great job of moving the ball tonight.
Yeah, B.A., keeping everybody involved keeps everyone engaged. It's safe to say they have dominated this game. The game wasn't even as close as the score says, and a great win for the Warriors.
And it was a big-time performance across the board. They looked like they were having fun out there, Greg.
Yeah, B.A., it was almost like watching a cat play with a mouse. I mean, they did pretty much anything they wanted to do out there today.
And this team is something else. 64 wins. These guys have had quite the year.
And against a non-conference opponent, you really want to win the first one. They'll go into the next one knowing how to beat this team for sure.
And of all the highlights and performances we've seen here tonight, the one thing that stands out is what an unbelievable night it's been for MP.
Throwing up the trip dub, his talent and versatility shining through, but also just the sheer endurance. He went non-stop from the opening tip.
So on the floor for Golden State, they've got Moody. He's out there with MP. Aaron Gordon is out there with Brandon.
At the guards, it's Giddey at the 1 with White at the 2. Then it's Dosunmu. Then it's Derek Lively. And it's Asenge in at the 4. So that's the 5 in the game for Chicago.
Well, if you take low percentage shots, you are going to have difficulty making them.
Drills the three-pointer.
Finishing strong. This is how you want to close things out.
Yeah, any thought of losing this game has been put to bed.
It's White on the wing. Wants to get it to Lively and does. And that one drops.
He must have visualized this one because everything is falling.
Out of bounds. It'll be the Bulls' ball.
Substitution for the Warriors. Number 7, Nick Richards.
5 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. So we see the Warriors taking the game here. A resounding victory for them. And Greg in enemy territory, no less.
That's exactly right. But with the way they control the game and just completely took the crowd out of it, that's how to get it done on the road.
And that'll wrap it up, folks. Alongside Jim Legler, Greg Anthony, and our reporter, Allie LaForce, this is Kevin Harlan saying...
Huge game for the top teams in the league. What's going through your mind right now?
I'm thinking, give me that camera. Yo, check it out, America. Yo, we're wondering where you got that fire t-shirt from, Zan.
You like this? It's from the fan giveaway tonight. They get a free T-shirt and a hat at the gate.
Yo, shout out to the marketing department. Fans love free stuff. They're gonna be geeked about this.
Yeah, everybody like free stuff, right? You know?
Right. Oh, and I'm gonna have to tell them, save me a couple of them Johns, because them is nice. Them really nice.
Yeah, I mean, I tried. While you at it, please give me a hat, though. You know what I mean? They said they didn't have any more at the entrance when I came in.
Hey, I got you, Zan. Hey, don't even trip about it, bro.
I appreciate that. Give my camera back. Thank you.
MP, out.
I'm convinced that they haven't invested in.
look at the starters for Charlotte. Miller is out there with Trey Mann. Then it's Kniffel, and it's Webb in at the 5. And for the Warriors, they've got Nick Richards. MP is out there with Michael Porter. Then there's Brandon Pajemski, and it's Kuminga in at the power forward position. Oh, man, this should be fun tonight. These teams love to let it fly from deep.
Oh, both these teams live and die by the three-pointer. If they're both on, we'll have a really high-scoring game. But if not, we might have enough bricks for the houses at both ends.
And one thing we've been keeping track of here, MP's not in my house.
Man, Clark, the postseason is coming at us fast. You ready to make any playoff predictions yet?
You know I like to pause on that until we actually see a...
Here's Salone. Well, Grant, we've got a treat tonight. These are two of the best offenses in the league.
Yeah, B.A., you know, one thing they have in common, they make smart decisions with the ball. And, of course, they know how and when to attack. I think we'll get some high IQ hoops here tonight.
And one thing we've been keeping track of here, MP's not in my house declaration. He wants them to be the best home team in this league.
Well, it hasn't taken him long to make his point. They've been outstanding at home, largely because his teammates and their fans were inspired by his comments. No one wants to come into this arena and play these guys right now. It's just too intense, and there's too much noise. It's insane.
On the court for the Hornets. Trey Mann out there with Miller. Then it's Kniffel, and it's Webb in at the 5, roaming the paint. Kniffel, no good. And the Warriors with possession. And this game... Nice finish. Man, big time right there. You know, words sometimes don't do justice to MP's greatness on the court, Grant. But how about numbers? A 20-20-20 triple-double.
Oh, B.A., the kind of stat stuffing we've only seen before from Wilt Chamberlain and Russell Westbrook. He's lighting up box scores, opponents, marquees, you name it. He is here to shine.
Here's Salone. We saw him with 19 his last time out. Pass to Miller. Over MP.
Scouting for Golden State, they won that game against Chicago. Something we've been watching closely is MP's promise to get the win in home games this season. He's been putting...
And how much do coaches adjust their plans when facing back-to-back games?
I think, B.A., that really depends on your team and obviously.
Let me hear you make some Holy Ghost crazy noise right now.
So, Clark, for those teams getting ready for the playoffs themselves, is it time to hit the gas or punch cruise control? You know, take off a little bit right now.
Well, I think it depends on the situation of the team, Kevin. Complacency is what you want to avoid. And knowing your team and its makeup and where you are positionally in the standings and health-wise, I think impact how you approach this last stretch.
Something we've been watching closely is MP's promise to get the win in home games this season. He's been very vocal about wanting to deliver for these fans.
And MP is well on his way to achieving what he set out to do. This team has been very impressive
impressive when they're on their home court, feeding off the cheers of the fans and playing with a ton of energy.
And Charlotte looking who they've got. Brandon Miller out there with Trey Mann. And it's Knipple. Then there's Webb. And it's Salon in at the four-man position. Knipple.
Hosanna forever, we worship you. Hosanna forever.
Full 24-second shot clock. And the Hornets with possession here. Searching for their first points of the game. And one thing we've been keeping track of here, MP's not in my house declaration. He wants them to be the best home team in this league.
Well, it hasn't taken him long to make his point. They've been outstanding at home, largely because his teammates and their fans were inspired by his comments. No one wants to come into this arena and play these guys right now. It's just too intense, and there's too much noise. It's insane.
And so in the game for the Hornets, Miller is out there with Trey Mann. Then it's Knipple, and it's Webb in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. You know, words sometimes don't do justice to MP's greatness on the court, Grant. But how about numbers? A 20-20-20 triple-double.
Oh, BA, the kind of stat stuffing we...
Hosanna forever, we worship you. Hosanna forever, we worship you.
Alston against Miller. About 3 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Something we've been watching closely is MP's promise to get the win in home games this season. He's been very vocal about wanting to deliver for these fans.
And MP is...
MP with video game numbers. How about the 60, 20, and 10 triple-double?
An all-time game in league history. MP just doing everything. This guy is a human goat.
Right wing. Here's Mann. A three-pointer off the mark.
You have to defend the three-point line. They got lucky you missed that one.
Hosanna forever, and now, Hosanna forever.
What's his name?
Hosanna forever, and now, Hosanna forever.
Hornets trail by 14. And one thing we've been keeping track of here, MP's not in my house declaration. He wants them to be the best home team in this league.
Well, it hasn't taken him long to make his point. They've been outstanding at home, largely because his teammates and their fans were inspired by his comments. No one wants to come into this arena and play these guys right now. It's just too intense, and there's too much noise. It's insane.
And so in the game for the Hornets, they've got Miller. He's out there with Trey Mann. Webb in at the 5. The Warriors lead by 17. Well, Doris, the end of the regular season fast approaching. Are most teams where you expect them to be?
No, I mean, there's always some big surprises, right? That's what makes this game so compelling. There's never a way to predict who's going to rise and fall throughout the year. There's always something unexpected.
You know, words sometimes don't do justice to MP's greatness on the court, Grant. But how about...
Now Webb, still scoreless. But I'd have to think that for game one of this back-to-back, teams are making some calculated adjustments. What do you think?
You're not wrong about that, Kevin. No reason to really show your full hand, if you will, in a back-to-back situation. You're always conscious of where your players are physically in terms of rest and fatigue. It's about finding the right balance for your particular ball club.
Who is like the Lord? Nobody. Who is like the Lord? Nobody. If I got it for we'll see against us.
Hornets trail by 19. And one thing we've been keeping track of here, MP's not in my house declaration. He wants them to be the best home team in this league.
Well, it hasn't taken him long to make his point. They've been outstanding at home, largely because his teammates and their fans were inspired by his comments. No one wants to come into this arena and play these guys right now. It's just too intense, and there's too much noise. It's insane.
On the floor for Charlotte, they've got Trey Mann. He's out there with Brandon Miller. And it's Webb in at the 5 spot. We are all still talking MP's triple-double, Grant. A 60-20-10 game. My goodness.
Oh, as if 60 points isn't enough. MP adding in those 20 rebounds, 10 assists. Come on, B.A. That's just not fair.
Looks like MP's been practicing those in his backyard growing up.
And so now a timeout called by Brian Keefe. Coach probably just checking to make sure everybody's on the same page here. And with spring fast approaching, let's get a lay of the land by taking a look at the power rankings. Taking a look at the 76ers, they slipped a bit. Still in the top 10, though.
I think for the Warriors, they made it clear from the jump they were coming for the #1 seed. And they've got to feel good knowing it's theirs now. It gives them the best chance to come away with.
And one thing we've been keeping track of here, MP's not in my house declaration. He wants them to be the best home team in this league.
Well, it hasn't taken him long to make his point. They've been outstanding at home, largely because his teammates and their fans were inspired by his comments. No one wants to come into this arena and play these guys right now. It's just too intense, and there's too much noise. It's insane.
On the court for the...
Miller against Austin. They're struggling to keep up.
And we'll see if they can turn things around, Kevin. On this trip, they can't continue to come up empty.
Something we've been watching closely is MP's promise to get the win in home games this season. He's been very vocal about wanting to deliver for these fans.
And MP is well on his way to achieving what he set out to do. This team has been very impressive when they're on their home court, feeding off the cheers of the fans and playing with a ton of energy.
Setting the floor for the Hornets. Miller is out there with Trey Mann. Then there's Webb. And it's Knipple. And it's Salon in at the power forward. MP with video game numbers. How about the 60, 20, and 10 triple-double?
An all-time game in league history. MP just doing everything. This guy is a
and let's go to the sideline. Here's Allen.
Thanks, guys. Well, MP in their last time out against Chicago was tremendous. He had an unbelievable amount of points and put up double digits in 3 categories. What a game for him, and against their rivals, no less, which had to make him feel extra special. Guys, back to you.
All right, Allie, great stuff as always. In stretches, he was absolutely dominant. Greg, he'd love to match that performance tonight.
This team needs his contribution. When he's right, he makes winning plays time and time again.
Well, when you're coming off a game like he had, you know the difference tonight. They're going to load up against him. They're going to try to take him out of his rhythm early.
Raise your hands and sing. All things through Christ. No.
And one thing we've been keeping track of here, MP's not in my house declaration. He wants them to be the best home team in this league.
Well, it hasn't taken him long to make his point. They've been outstanding at home, largely because his teammates and their fans were inspired by his comments. No one wants to come into this arena and play these guys right now. It's just too intense, and there's too much.
Something we've been watching closely is MP's promise to get the win in home games this season. He's been very vocal about wanting to deliver for these fans.
And MP is well on his way to achieving what he set out to do. This team has been very impressive when they're on their home court, feeding off the cheers of the fans and playing with a ton of energy.
Setting the floor for the Hornets. They've got Trey Mann. He's out there with Brandon Miller. Webb out there with Knipple. And it's DeLon at the court. Right now, let's take a moment here to catch up with Allie LaForce on the sideline.
Well, MP in the last matchup against the Bulls was tremendous. He ended up with a jaw-dropping amount of points, and he really stuffed that stat sheet for them, ending up with a triple-double. That night will be etched in people's memories. He was relentless. I'm curious to see how he follows it up, guys.
Allie, we appreciate the update. You're right. He was a one-man wrecking crew in that one.
He was not going to let them lose that game. We'll see if he comes in with that same attitude tonight.
Yeah, you know, every night's different. They made
And here's Charlotte now. And one thing we've been keeping track of here, MP's not in my house declaration. He wants them to be the best home team in this league.
Well, it hasn't taken him long to make his point. They've been outstanding at home, largely because his teammates and their fans were inspired by his comments.
My father's direction, heavenly affection. So music for my soul. My soul longs to hear your words of melody.
And so it's Golden State League. Something we've been watching closely is MP's promise to get the...
Oh, for what, Mama? Huh? Oh, I said, for what? That's smart. So that's smart, Mom, what you do. You sprayed it to make sure you don't get bugged. My father's direction, heavenly affection. So let it open. I want the air. Yeah, I'll see if it go. I'll see if it cool down. Sing a new song in my soul. Sing all night long. Dance for a new song in my soul. Dance all night.
Win in home games this season. He's been very vocal about wanting to deliver for these fans.
And MP is well on his way to achieving what he set out to do. This team has been very impressive when they're on their home court, feeding off the cheers of the fans and playing with a ton of energy.
Setting the floor for the Hornets. We've got McNeely. Knipple out there with Brandon Miller. Then it's Josh Hart. And it's Robinson Earl in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. You know, you just can't say enough about the statistical marks that MP is putting up. I mean, Greg, this is just amazing stuff. How about his 20, 20, and 20 triple-double? I've never said that before. I mean, this is incredible.
And Kevin, something we've only seen from the likes of Wilt and Westbrook, right? That's the kind of dynamic, prolific dominance you've got to exhibit to manufacture a stat line like that.
And now, Hallie LaForce has something for us from the sideline.
Well, MP in the last matchup against the Bulls was a man on a mission. He had an unbelievable amount of points, and he did everything else he could have wanted as well, ending with a triple-double. His numbers from that game jumped off the stat sheet. He was just superb. Guys, let's see if he can do it again.
Okay, Allie, thanks. Great, phenomenal effort by him in that last game.
He willed the team to victory through his talent and through that competitiveness.
Give credit to his teammates for continuing to find this guy. They knew he had the hot hand, and they were willing to ride it all night long.
And this probably, DB, is the most intense part of the regular season. Some teams are all in on a playoff push.
This is the point in the year where everybody, absolutely everybody, is looking at the standings and the potential.
A minute 20 left to play in the first. And one thing we've been keeping track of here, MP's not in my house declaration. He wants them to be the best home team in this league.
Well, it hasn't taken him long to make his point. They've been outstanding at home, largely because his teammates and their fans were inspired by his comments. No one wants to come into this arena and play these guys right now. It's just too intense, and there's too much noise. It's insane.
And so in the game for the Hornets, Josh Hart is out there with McNeely. Then it's Jeremiah Robinson-Earl. Then it's Miller. And it's Knipple in at the two-guard spot. Here's Knipple. His offense has been solid, scoring around 11.5 points a game. Again, the miss by the Hornets.
And there comes a point when, for the team's sake, you might want to move it. He's hurting him with all of these misses.
Here's Black. The three-pointer off the mark.
Ooh, that's a tough break. After poor communication defensively, it leaves him all by himself.
Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks. Here's Miller.
Something we've been watching closely is MP's promise to get the win.
.55 seconds left in the first. And so it's Hart with it. He brings it up for Charlotte. And one thing we've been keeping track of here, MP's not in my house declaration. He wants them to be the best home team in this league.
Well, it hasn't taken him long to make his point. They've been out.
For granted, it's hard work for us to grow the seed that we planted. I pick up the pieces, all the past and present problems in the perfectly placed in my past. I can't even try to line that like I ain't blown away.
Here's Knipple. His offense has been solid, scoring around 11.5 points a game. And one thing we've been keeping track of here, MP's not in my house declaration. He wants them to be the best home team in this league.
Well, it hasn't taken him long to make his point. They've been outstanding at home, largely because his teammates and their fans were inspired by his comments. No one wants to come into this arena and play these guys right now. It's just too intense, and there's too much noise. It's insane.
On the court for Charlotte, Miller is out there with Kniffel. Then it's McNeely. Then it's Jeremiah Robinson-Earl. And it's Hart in at power forward. You know, words sometimes don't do justice to NP's greatness on the court, Grant. But how about numbers? A 20-20-20 triple-double.
Oh, B.A., the kind of stat stuffing we've only seen before from Will Chamberlain and Russell Westbrook. He's lighting up box scores, opponents, marquees, you name it. He is here to shine.
And so it's MP making things happen for the Warriors. He's been...
Everything
An offensive force. Now with over 30 points after the quarter. We're coming right back. Don't... And so far through one quarter, it's been a lopsided game. We'll see if that changes here in the second. And a moment to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from here for the Warriors.
Yeah, their early focus on outside scoring has paid off. They're finding plenty of points from three-point land.
Dominate. Snap my channels, turn to dust my competition. But I preach non-violence, so I just dismiss them.
Michael Porter's out there with Anthony Black. Then it's Aaron Gordon. Then it's MP. And it's Buffkin in at the 2 spot. So that's the group out there for Golden State. And you think about the importance, RJ, of awareness and basketball IQ. What about players who don't have that, but are immensely talented?
Well, they still have to grow their IQ, and that can take time. Because if you make too many mistakes, it will cap your minutes.
And now, let's send it over to our courtside reporter, Allie LaForce.
Well, MP in the last matchup against Chicago was tremendous. He dropped an amazing number of points, and he registered a triple-double, showing off all of his skills. What a game for him, and against their rivals, no less, which had to make him feel extra special. Guys, back to you.
Excellent report, Allie. Thank you. You're right. He was a one-man wrecking crew in that one.
Yeah, he was not going to let them lose that game. We'll see if he comes in with that same attitude tonight.
And I'll be interested to see if the opposition looks to double him, because this should open up opportunities for his teammates to get going.
MP with video game numbers. How about the 60, 20, and 10 triple-double?
An all-time game in league history. MP just doing everything. This guy is a human.
I wanted, I can't be started. Came along, they don't wanna see me ball. All I do is win.
Huh?
I'm gonna raise the trophy up.
Just over a minute.
You
Oh,
did
he's
all
playing
you
a game,
could,
sorry.
but you gonna have to try it.
It is passed here in the second quarter. Trying to find a spark here.
Yes, indeed. A rough stretch offensively. They could really use a basket.
We've got Michael Porter. He's out there with Anthony Black. MP is out there with Aaron Gordon. And it's Buffkin in at the shooting guard position. So that's the group out there for Golden State. And guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown for the Warriors.
Well, we're in the...
Oh.
Era of the three-point basket. So if you want to win games in this league, you have to connect from deep, and they have been thus far.
Another highlight for them has been their early ball movement, making quick, decisive passes to set up guys for great looks.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, Allie LaForce.
Thanks, guys. Well, MP in their last time out against the Bulls was tremendous. He had an unbelievable amount of points, and he did everything else he could have wanted as well, ending with a triple-double. And just a huge game for him. His coaches would love to see him do it again. Guys.
Yeah, spot on, Allie. It really was some night for him. He couldn't have been much better, Grant.
Yeah, B.A., there was nothing they could do to contain him. Once he got...
But I never committed, I did it for, hey, I cash out, but I never committed, I did it for.
Two minutes now played in the second quarter. Michael Porter's out there with Gordon. Then it's MP. Then there's Brandon Pajemski. And it's Puffkin in at the shooting guard position. That's the Warriors' 5. And one thing we love about the NBA court, the different styles the teams play with. So how important is pace?
I think it's critically important, Kevin, because the game is meant to be played at a fast pace. 24-second shot clock, 8 seconds to get the ball across the half-court line. And some teams really step on the gas pedal and try to play extremely fast. Others want to massage the pace. So I like the fact that there are different approaches to pace for the teams in the NBA.
And now let's swing it over to Allie LaForce on the sideline.
Thanks, guys. Well, MP in their last time out against Chicago was tremendous. He dropped an amazing number of points and put up double digits in 3 categories. He was clearly on a mission, and no one was getting in his way. A flat-out dominant performance.
Great stuff as always, Allie. Thank you. It certainly was a special night for him. The team really fed off his energy.
Yeah, the catalyst for that win, it was an effort that I'm sure he's hoping to replicate tonight.
Yeah, you know, all indications are that he feels good coming into this. He feels confident that he can build on that prior.
All I ever wanted was a black Grand
rational. Be rational. Give them what they ask for.
They praying for my downfall. They don't wanna see me shining.
On the court for the Hornets. McNeely is out there with Josh Hart. Then there's Brandon Miller, and it's Rollins in at the point. Well, Doris, one of the highest
God, they say I do the most. I'm not trying to boast, but I gotta get what's mine. I can never fold. Ever since I turned to God.
Look at the last game for the Golden State Warriors. It was a win against the Bulls. And it doesn't seem like the analytics folks are often fans of the mid-range jumper. Well, Richard, where do you stand on that?
Well, I think great players have to use the mid-range jumper because most teams are protecting the paint and the three-point line. So for the best players, the shot creators, the guys that need to score buckets, they've got to have an in-between game.
And Charlotte, looking at who they've got. McNeely out there with Josh Hart. Then there's Brandon Miller. Then there's Rollins. Now let's take a minute to talk to Allie LaForce courtside. Allie.
Well, NP in the last matchup against the Bulls was tremendous. He ended up with a jaw-dropping amount of points and he really stuffed that stat sheet for them, ending up with a triple-double. And really, it's a game that will stand out when you look at his career, considering how absurd some of those numbers are. Guys?
Hey, Allie, thanks for the great report. It certainly was a special night for him. The team really fed off his energy.
Yeah, the catalyst for that win, it was an effort that I'm sure he's hoping to replicate tonight.
And it's very likely that he and his guys can carry that momentum into this one.
You know, you just can't say enough about the statistical march that MP is putting up. I mean, Greg, this is just amazing stuff. How about his 20, 20, and 20 triple-double? I've never said that before. I mean, this is incredible.
And Kevin, something we only...
What I treasure, I feel you in my presence. I know we're getting closer. Your spirit is so welcoming.
I like this move to the full court press, putting some extra pressure on the offense.
Michael Porter out there with Brandon Pajemski. Then there's Nick Richards. Then it's MP. And it's Bufkin in its shooting guard. So that's the group out there for Golden State. All right, guys, what's your take on the hustle stats for the Warriors?
Well, their length and anticipation reflected in their shot blocking totals, making the extra effort to close things out.
And they're also focusing on their break, looking for any chance they can to push the pace and get out in transition.
All right, let's check in with Allie LaForce.
Well, MP in the last matchup against the Bulls was tremendous. He dropped an amazing number of points, and that's not to mention the fact that by the end of the night, he had a triple-double. He was really special in that game, and they're hoping he can repeat that kind of performance tonight. Guys, back to you.
Okay, Allie, thanks. Impressive ability to carry his team to victory, Grant.
The VA, I was really impressed. They wouldn't have won the game if it wasn't for his attacking mindset and will to win.
Well, he really lit it up. Maybe we'll see a repeat performance tonight.
We are all still talking MP's triple-double, Grant. A 60-20-10 game. My goodness.
Oh, as if 60 points isn't enough. MP adding in those 20 rebounds, 10 assists. Come on, BA. That's just not fair.
Well, every team is looking for wings who can defend multiple positions. Who's at the top of your list, Tim?
Yeah, I look at a guy like Lou Dort. Look at a guy like Jaden McDaniels. They've got length, a whole lot of 1-2, and they've got the ability to guard multiple positions.
And he's got his first opportunity at the line here tonight. And he shows the focus there, nails the tee. And with players now able to earn money at the collegiate level, what does that do for the NBA legs?
Well, I do think overall it's a good thing. As a former college athlete myself, I love to see these guys get rewarded. And possibly you get to the league, you're a little bit more polished and grown up.
Bottom line is you may have made some money, but when you have a chance to play against the best of the best, that's why you go pro.
There's nothing like it.
Porter gets the bucket.
This defense just can't stay connected to shooters.
There's the double team with Porter. Here's Knipple. His offense has been solid, scoring around 11.5 points a game. That's to Webb. Here's Man.
I never noticed. DJ overdub. DJ overdub. I came out the.
Yeah, he ain't coming.
Getting back to the business. I feel the spirit moving through the city. I got the light shining, come get it. Walking with Christ, moving where it's gritty. Walking with Christ, moving where it's gritty. I feel the spirit moving through the city.
And the Hornets with possession here. Last time they met was in Charlotte.
Well, if they want to avoid the outcome of that first meeting, they'll need to be stronger on the glass. They were completely outmatched in the last one.
And sometimes that can be a motivating factor. They very well light a fire under them tonight. Nobody likes to be dominated on the glass like that.
And Charlotte looking who they've got. They got three-man. He's out there with Brandon Miller. Knipple out there with Webb. And it's Zawan in at the power forward. Now we'll hear from Allie LaForce, and she's got a story for us. An update. Allie?
Well, MP in the last matchup against the Bulls was tremendous. He had an unbelievable amount of points and put up double digits in 3 categories. putting in a performance like that one really builds momentum in your direction. We'll see how far he rides that wave tonight, guys.
Nice work there, Allie. Thank you. In stretches, he was absolutely dominant. Greg, he'd love to match that performance tonight.
This team needs his contribution. When he's right, he makes winning plays time and time again.
For sure, and draws so much defensive attention that it opens up opportunities for others.
MP with video game numbers. How about the 60, 20, and 10 triple-double?
An all-time game in league history. MP is doing everything. This guy is a human cheat code.
And Clark, something fundamental to good offense, but so often overlooked, the art of setting a terrific screen.
I tell you, a screen set well can do a lot for your offense and even for the screener. But it comes down to timing as well as footwork. You got to be able to set that screen legally, and then the ability to get out of the screen quickly is so important, as well as the correct angle.
It's good from long range.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
It's hard for me to watch this. I mean, the defense practically giving them those shots.
Charlotte again missing.
Trying to match three, sometimes you get too amped up and it affects your ability to knock down the shot.
Well-rounded effort, and they show no signs of letting up.
Almost no holes in their performance tonight. They've been tremendous.
Here's man. Scoreless thus far. Pass to Webb. Here's Miller. Basket is good. The assist from Webb.
He has really come to life here after a slow start in that first quarter.
And so MP will bring it up for the Warriors. You know, words sometimes don't do justice to MP's greatness on the court, Graham. But how about numbers? A 20-20-20 triple-double.
Oh, B.A., the kind of stat stuffing we've only seen before from Wilt Chamberlain and Russell Westbrook. He's lighting up box scores, opponents, marquees, you name it. He is here to shine.
On the court for the Hornets. Miller is out there with Trey Mann. Then it's Knipple, and it's Salon in at the force line. A moment to hear from Allie LaForce.
Well, NP in the last matchup against the Bulls was tremendous. He ended up with a jaw-dropping amount of points, and he really stuffed that stat sheet for them, ending up with a triple-double. He was locked in all night long. We'll see if that focus carries over into this game, guys.
Allie, great info there. And the only question now, how does he follow up that performance?
Yeah, each night comes with different challenges, and I'm sure their opponent has seen the film.
What you love about this guy, though, is even when the defense adjusts to what he's doing, he'll make an adjustment right back. He is always ready with a counter.
In today's game, it seems like running a good offense can come down to getting favorable switches going.
It does, B.A. You see so many of the great teams, those competing for championships. What is their primary goal on offense? Find the weakest targets defensively and go at them.
Clock at 6. Count it.
Wow, Trey Mann at that size showing a little grittiness on the interior.
Here's Austin.